I think that looks pretty good. I like the backdrop. It looks good.
Let me know when you're done.
I think that's good. I think we got it. Yeah, we're good. All right.
I'll see
Hey,
you later, man.
hey, Dave, where you going with my plane? Bring my plane back. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Wow. All right, guys, there is the all-up weight on the 67-inch ARS300. We've got that hanging from the scale, and Dave is just keeping it from rocking back and forth there, but we're looking at 7.9. That is with a 6-cell 5000 in there. Okay, 6-cell 5000 battery. Are you gonna focus for me? Come on. There we go, 7.9 pounds. 6-cell 5000 in there, and that has got a Radio Master ER6 receiver, and I am not using power distribution on there. So that is the all-up weight of the ARS300. Next up is the Wattmeter test. So I've got a 6L 5000, and a lot of you guys ask me where I put the batteries on the plane. So there's why I've got it on this particular plane. It's basically right up against the XT90 surface mount. So here's my Wattmeter, and you can see I've got 25.2 volts. Dave's gonna run the power up, and we'll see what kind of power this little beauty makes. Go ahead, Dave, whenever you're ready.
All right, I'm gonna go active with the throttle.
Here we go.
Armed. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I saw 2400 watts and change, and the amperage, go ahead and hit it again. I want to check the amperage, Dave. And I saw 107 amps that time, so 107 amps and 2400 plus watts, that's pretty good. If the plane is around 7.5 pounds, give or take, and we're at 2400 watts, that basically gives us about 315 watts per pound.
That's a lot.
That's sturdy.
Anything over 250 is perfect.
Yeah, that's sturdy.
Yep.
All right, next up is the thrust test. We'll get that done. I'm gonna turn the meter on, and Dave's gonna spool this one up, and we'll see how we do on thrust. Okay, Dave, whenever you are ready. Go ahead. Okay, I saw 14.4 pounds, which is about 2-to-1 thrust to weight. So
That's a lot.
It's insane. That's a
lot.
Yeah, that's the way they set these up, man, but they're good. Dave actually recommended one other test. He's been doing some ESC and battery testing on his own, and he suggested this one, and I agree. I think it's a good test. What we're going to do, you can see I'm already off my peak at 4.2. So what we're going to do is just hit the throttle and see on this battery where our sustained sag is under load. That's the objective. So what we're looking for is to figure out where these cells hang out under full load. So Dave, go ahead.
All right, here we go. Throttle active. Arm, here we go.
Right, I'm not sure if the camera is going to pick it up, but I saw about 3.7 sustained. So 3.73, 3.74, somewhere in that neck of the woods. And so that informs us somewhere our batteries are going to be happy while we're flying, at least in the state they're in now. So 3.7. Go ahead, Dave.
Got a question for you. What C rating is this battery?
That's a 45C. Let's just double check real quick. Pull this off.
45C, and it's a 5000.
Yeah, that's a 45C
Okay.
6L 5000.
If we either drop the C rating or the capacity of the battery, that voltage side would probably go down to 3.6. And that is what I saw when I was doing my testing. It's very interesting how the C rating affects.
Go ahead and lock the throttle.
The C rating and the capacity of the battery, how it does affect that voltage drop. It's Ohm's law anyways, it's math, but it's pretty cool to see it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
the 45C on the Hyperior 6L 5000, we're hitting about 3.73 under load. That's where we are, at least initially. Of course, that drops off, right? That's the idea. But what LiPos are really good at, just so you guys understand why we use LiPos in radio control flying, is because that's what happens. They'll go down and hit that plateau, and they'll hold that plateau for a very long period of time. That's why we use LiPo batteries in flying. Of course, the graph tapers off as you get near the end. That's why we have to land the plane, right? But the whole idea on a good LiPo battery is it's got a very flat curve. It's very long and straight right in that middle part of the power delivery. So that's the
That's
objective.
right. The airplane, actually, the flying of the airplane and the battery's curve are directly related, because when that curve, when the battery is dead enough and that battery curve drops, the airplane also drops. So you got to be careful with that.
That's right. All right, it's time to fly the ARS. We're going to get this one up in the air.
All right, action.
Here we go with the flight of the Skywing ARS300. If you're not familiar with this plane, this is a 67-inch plug-and-play that I got from Extreme Flight. As of this video, they're still in stock, and all I can tell you is I've flown it a couple times, and I'm pretty impressed with the way it handles. But let's go for a ride and see what she does.
Flight locked.
Visibility with that white and green is really good. You can see that white nose cone and the wheel pants, they pop really well.
A maiden flight, huh? I see you did learn something from Antonio.
I did learn something from Antonio.
Looks like it.
Look at that little pop top, man.
I missed that one. Do it again.
Oh, you missed it? All right.
Well, it kind of got out of frame.
All right, here we go. We'll do another pop top. With speed, up we go, and bam, look at that. Look at that.
Beautiful.
Woo! That's nice.
Beautiful.
Doesn't that look good in the sky with that white? I love the white, man. That white contrast. The bottom of the wings looks really good. Let's do, I don't know, let's do an inverted flat spin. Let's see how that works. Very good. Yeah, I just kind of learned those knife edge spins, so. A little bit of a crankshaft. There we go, look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
Nice plane.
Yeah.
Nice plane. So far it's doing everything I'm throwing at it that I know how to do.
I need to pull back because I'm just having trouble keeping it, you know, keeping the plane in frame, because now you're flying faster, more aggressive.
You ready?
Action.
Watch this. Little knife edge figure eight.
Very nice.
Real nice. Real nice. Yeah, I'm digging this plane, man. I feel it.
Yeah, you're now part of the 67-inch club. You got rid of all the 60s. Oop.
That's right. The last 60 inches gone. Look at that. I need more momentum. I can get it to pop more with a little more speed. So let's try one more. Yeah, I think I'm losing a little bit of my juice. Flies great, looks great. Like I said, it can do everything I can throw at it. I can't throw anything more than that at it. That's about all I got. Very nice plane. All right, it's time to land the ARS300. I've had a lot of fun flying it today. I'm gonna get some more flights for sure, but just a really nice airplane.
Nice.
That was a little sloppy. I can't take that, Dave.
I agree.
That can't be my last landing. Dave and I are arranged such a way when it gets over there, I have a hard time seeing it, so I just have to slow it down a little more earlier. Here we go. Now I've got a better setup.
All right. Very nice.
So that's it, ARS300 from Skywing. Let's take it over to the bench and wrap this one up.
67 inch.
67.
They are getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, man.
Very nice, beautiful.
That's probably about my 5th flight on the ARS300, and I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with the performance. We're seeing about 2-to-1 on power to weight, and you saw what it did in the sky. I mean, there's power for days on this plane. 14 pounds of thrust on a 7-pound plane. You're getting 315 watts per pound, so there's no, as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing from a power perspective that's holding this plane back. I mean, it's got all the power you need, and it certainly can outfly me. Regarding the flight characteristics, so I can tell you guys that while I don't profess to be a professional 3D pilot, I'm not, there are some things that I can do easier on some planes than I can on others. And what I would say, my observation would be that I was able to do every trick that I know how to do easier on this plane than on just about any other combined. So I do like the Laser 260, I do like the Extra 260, and I'm not trying to suggest those planes aren't fully competent at those 3D maneuvers. I'm just saying that this one does work well for me. That's all I'm saying. So it did everything I asked it to do. I was getting some really clean knife edge spins out of it. When I carried some momentum in those pop tops, man, I got that thing to spin around 3 times and it looked good and flat.
They were very nice.
Yeah, the inverted flat spins are great. It knife edges on a straight line. I did not do an inverted upline test, but I can tell you Dave and I did that earlier and we saw a very nice clean upline. So very neutral airframe and it flies like it. And in the sky, you got these bright pops of green and white. So visibility is really nice on this plane. What did you think, Dave?
Well, on that note of you flying a little different, yes, you are. You're getting comfortable with them, and I can tell because I'm having a harder time chasing you around now.
Chasing.
I had a technique. I had developed a technique that I could stay in front of you. I'm gonna have to develop a new one to correct because you're more comfortable with them. You're flying faster, more aggressive. Yeah. It just happens. That's what happens. And you got great airplanes and good skill. Yeah, good deal. Yeah, beautiful. The plane flies gorgeous.
Plane is gorgeous. And guys, I've said this so many times about Extreme and Skywing. At this point, they outfly me. That's the bottom line. So if your skills are higher than what you saw today, maybe go watch the pro pilots to get a better assessment. But if you can't fly, and do what you saw today, then take my word on it. The plane can fly better than me. That's the bottom line. It's real simple.
Yep. And it is gorgeous. Look at that thing.
It is. Yeah, it's got a great stance. It's got great lines on it. I really do like the color scheme. It's so easy to see in the sky. Dave's not a big fan of the red, right?
No, but you see how nice the thumb screws are. They're not the cheapy things. They're the nice aluminum big ones. I like that.
Hey, while we have it, since I didn't really do a build review, why don't we show them how the wings come off? You know how to do it.
Oh,
Go
sure.
ahead, pop the canopy off. Wait till you guys see this.
All right, let me go on the other side.
Yeah, Dave will do it on the other side. The quick connect system on these Skywings is really something else. So the canopy comes off. We can go ahead and unplug the battery while we're in there. So I'll grab that. We'll unplug the battery. There we go. Oh, and check that out. You got the little XT90 surface mount already in the plane. I did not install that. It came like that. So very nice. And then the equipment bay in the back for your receiver or gyro if you want to use them.
Yeah, check this out. Here's the aileron connector and it's mounted to the fuselage.
Yep.
And here's the quick disconnect.
Yep.
Which, if you have the wings, if they're not locked, your canopy won't go on because of this guy.
Right.
Okay. And
there you go.
Here's the other side of the servo.
That's it.
That's it. Aileron servo. Yeah. So you're done.
You're done.
You're done. So let's put it back together. You put it in. You bring it in. You lock it, and that's it.
You're done.
Do that twice, and you're done.
You're done.
So yeah, I'm gonna retrofit my stuff with. I don't know if the quick disconnect for the ailerons, but definitely the quick latching mechanism with the canopy, you know, with the safety on it. Because we've flown without screws several times.
Yeah.
All of us. All of us.
And just so you guys know, Dave's got the canopy. Here's the tab that we were talking about. That little tab right there, that's what pushes down on these metal tabs in the fuselage, and that makes sure your wings are locked before you go fly. And it is definitely easy to do that. So
very beautiful, very nice. They're getting better and better and better.
it is an amazing aircraft. That's all I can say.
When you look at these airplanes, the way they're built, and I built airplanes for a long time, and when you think they can't get better, somebody comes out with something really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and by the way, in terms of the build, the entire landing gear assembly was done. All I had to do was 3 screws, screw it in the bottom, that was it. The cuffs were on, the pants were on, the wheels were on, everything was done. On the front end, the only thing I had to do was attach the spinner. 2 screws on the spinner, that was it. On the back end, I had to glue in the horizontal stabilizer, but this is a keyed jig back here, so it's keyed. That means if the jig is right, you shouldn't have any adjustments you have to do. Now, of course, before I glued it, I checked just because I do that kind of thing, but I can tell you it was keyed. I had to do no surgery on the back at all. So that's glued in. And then the last thing I had to do is glue the rudder in, and that was it. Yeah, so as far as the empennage goes, very simple assembly. A little bit of, I used high sol glue in there, slid that in, put the hinges in the rudder and the vertical stabilizer, slid that in, and that was it. It took me literally 1 hour to put this plane together, from out of the box until receiver in and ready to maiden. I'm not sure if you guys can make that out, but I'm going to read it to you. It's 3.75. Dave, you want to confirm 3.75?
Yeah, 75, 75, 75. Yeah, they're all 3.75.
3.75 after the flight, and we'll go take a look at the radio, and we'll give you the specs on how long it flew. Here's a look at my post-flight summary screen, and you can see I got 5 minutes and 27 seconds on that flight. My Express LRS never went above 10 milliwatts, which is pretty typical on this type of flying, and that was flight number 6. So the battery voltage you guys saw came down to 3.75. You get about 5.5 minutes. All right, that wraps up my first look at the Skywing ARS300. I hope you liked the content, and if you did, make sure you subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and hit the notification bell so you know when new videos hit the channel. YouTube should recommend another video for you right now. That's all I've got for today. Take it easy.
Hasta la vista.
And go fly something.
Cut.
Done. Work's over. Back to screwing around.
Okay. And my thing is good.
Your thing is good.
Oh, my thing is great,
Well,
man.
I'm glad
it's
you're
giving me lots of satisfaction.
I'm glad you're happy with your thing.
My thing is such a great thing. I am so glad. We're buddies.
The good thing about you being happy with your thing is that you at least know you're pleasing somebody.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You flew this time different than
Did I?
these airplanes, yeah. You are more comfortable with it, so you're flying more aggressive.
Yeah.
So chasing it is being more difficult.